had gone too far. The whining Irish girl had moaned so much that another boarder had complained, so Mother had given her the farthest room away from him. My room. My sanctuary, with the dormer windows and peerless cross breezes. And Mother hadn't even asked if I would mind. Even though 3 other rooms were empty, she volunteered my room, as if it were hers to give. I had spent the summer modifying the posters and pillows to my new tastes. My growing collection of Zeppelin albums, my purple beanbag chair, all bought with money from chores. Now I had to relinquish it to a pouty Irish girl who possessed everything I crave for myself. Flowing blonde hair, angelic skin, perfect curves. I would be stuck on a mat in the musty cupola with the dead horseflies and cobwebs. Unlike some boarders who came for a week or 2, Deirdre hadn't specified her departure date. I could be trapped in the cupola for a month. I looked across the prairie at the fireflies flickering in the weeds. Maybe I'd camp in the woods. Humidity blurred the peach half-moon. I usually took this walk earlier, but the weeping Deirdre had monopolized Mother, and I'd had to clean the whole kitchen myself. While I swept the remnants of our cook Greta's potato salad and sauerbraten into the waste pail, Mother and Deirdre sipped ginger ale in the dining room, and Deirdre blathered about some boyfriend of hers who died. Greta had the evening off, and Mother wasn't budging, so I had to rush to stack the plates and wipe clean the counters and sweep the great linoleum floor. I swatted my arm and hurried through the woods toward the pond, where a great blue heron I had named Horace lingered at sunset. I always tried to spot Horace before he detected me, but he took flight at the snap of a twig, unfolding his 6-foot wingspan and gliding across the murky water. It was getting late. I had missed him tonight, and it was no accident. It was Mother's fault, and Deirdre's, too. The residual buzz from a joint I'd smoked that afternoon with my neighbor Albie tilted my senses. Albert Gallagher was 15, a long-time nerd who'd recently morphed into a stoner. I wasn't a particularly capable joint smoker, and after a couple tokes, I noticed how the birds suddenly seemed to be having genuine conversations. I could deal with the whole alternate reality of the sound of the creek, but gawky and pimpled Albie was another story. He smiled at me too widely, his braces glinting, and I saw the chemistry-set dork of yesteryear. He had to be pretty desperate to hang out with me. I was not one of those 13 going on 22 type girls, but I was grateful for his companionship in the summertime especially, and Mother hadn't really acknowledged that he wasn't the innocent boy he used to be. Her vigilance had waned precisely when it should have sharpened. She knew that Albie and I took hikes in the afternoons, but she had no clue about my nighttime excursions alone in the woods. The woods at night had always been a forbidden zone, and up until a few months before, I'd always steered clear of them after dark. Mother never said precisely why I shouldn't go in them, and as my irritability with her increased, so did my desire to venture farther into the woods. I was growing beyond Mother's constant surveillance, and with every nightly walk through the woods that passed without incident, I became emboldened, venturing farther and farther into the dark. A mosquito whined in my ear, and I swatted it, first calmly, then spastically. Between the black branches, the sky was gray. I ran across a short extension bridge, making the chains and planks rattle like hell. Then I flew into another small prairie. The sudden appearance of a Tudor mansion shifted everything. At this point in my daily stroll, I always slowed down. I trailed my fingers along the flowers, suddenly elegant, suddenly cool. I pulled the rubber bands out of my hair and let my curly red hair hang. I imagined a handsome hero, half hidden by a velvet curtain, watching my pensive walk through the prairie and asking himself, "Who might that creature be?" I envisioned a